at a stable level, man. We got to keep it at a stable level, you know, because if it goes too much down or too much up, the Lord ain't with it, man. It says, I'm gonna go back to Sirach 16:4. It says, for by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished, but the kindred of the wicked shall speedily become desolate. Right, that's why America and the whole earth is in the situation that it's in, because one that was an unprofitable child ruined everything, you know, and now the whole globe is being affected, and it's gonna be touched by Yahweh Shai. But the thing about that is that the earth wants the Lord to come back. The animals want the Lord to come back. And guess what? The elect, men, women, and children want the Lord to come back. The moon, the stars, the clouds, the atmosphere, the earth, the oxygen, they want the Lord to come back. Except for who? 2/3 of you heathens, you Edomites, you Moabites, you Ammonites. They're the only ones that don't want the Lord to come back. Why? Because you know you got dirt. You know you're filthy, man. And the Lord's gonna expose you. Right, like it said, for by one that hath understanding shall the city be replenished. And we are that one. It's like Neo in the Matrix. He was the one. Hey, the elect, whether it's brothers in San Angelo, the brothers in Dallas, New York, California, we're all one body. Hey, we're the ones that are going to replenish the city. We're going to replenish this earth, man. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai is going to be with us when we fully refresh the earth. We were with him in the beginning when we created all things, and the earth was good, man. Hey, guess what? When we're restored back in the kingdom, when the translation of kingdoms is complete, we're going to do the same thing all over again, man. We're going to clean the water. Every foul and undefiled thing is going to be rooted and taken out of the kingdom, man. It's not going to be no waiting period, or we got to go according to this law. The laws that you read about in the scriptures, they're plain and clear. You know, they're plain and clear. It says, Sirach 16:5. Many such things have I seen with mine eyes, and my ear hath heard great things in these. In the congregation of the ungodly shall a fire be kindled, and in a rebellious nation wrath is set on fire. He was not pacified toward the old giants who fell away in the strength of their foolishness, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them from their pride. Right, so he's going to abhor you from your pride, man. There's no getting away and getting around Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Like I always say, you can try to play that ignorant card, but that card is going to be pulled and it's going to be sought out, and it's going to be looked and be like, you know what, you're full of shit. Come over here, cut his head off, throw him in the lake of fire or whatever it is, throw him in that barrel of fire, or throw him in that burning grease of, you know, that hot ass grease, you know, or burn him up with the laser beam, or, you know, brother's going to use spiritual powers to take your soul out and put it back in you just for you, so you can feel that pain, you know. It says, neither spared he the place where Lot sojourned, but abhorred them for their pride. He pitied not the people of perdition who were taken away in their sins, nor the 600,000 footmen who were gathered together in hardness of their hearts. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is a marvel if he escape unpunished. For mercy and wrath are with him. He is mighty to forgive and pour out displeasure. His mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judgeth a man according to his works. Right, so you're going to be judged accordingly. All right, and we know that the wages of death, or wages of sin, is death, and one of the sins is pride. All right, so the Lord it's true, the Lord is the one that's going to decide whether or not. But if you ain't got the Spirit of the Lord on you, covering you, then you ain't gonna make it, man. This is Sirach chapter 10 verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both one commit iniquity. Right, like I said, what is the wages of sin? It's death, man. So if you can use those scriptures, be like, oh, well, see, the Lord say he's gonna have mercy on me. Yeah, but if you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing, you ain't fearing the Lord. Let's hear the whole conclusion of the matter. Fear the Lord and obey His commandments. If you ain't doing that, and you're coming out to the highways and the hedges, and bearing witness to the name Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai is true, then you ain't doing your complete job. That's like you just putting on your socks and going out on the street butt naked. You gotta have all your clothes on, man. You know, and that's how a lot of you are. Y'all are butt naked. Y'all don't got no clothing, man. You ain't got nothing covering you up. This is Isaiah 30:1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Lord, that take counsel, but not of me, and that the cover with a covering, but not of my spirit, that they may add sin to sin. Right, and that's why you got all these people out here. You got like that nigga Zabak, you got GOCC, yeah, that other nigga Rakah, and you got IUIC Nathaniel. Those are the ones that don't have the spirit of the Lord, and they're adding sin upon sin, adding and taking away from the scriptures, man. See, because those are the heads in Yasha'Allah that are swaying and the people, man. Because everybody else out here, they're just average individual people that don't even know what's going on within the spiritual realm. So, but it's just to speak upon them, though, you know. But going back to like those individuals, those men, you know, like Zabak and them, they're just set up by the Lord to do that, to weed out the elect, or not weed out the elect, but weed out those that are not destined to the elect. Right? Isaiah 30:2, that want to go down into Egypt and have not asked at my mouth, to strengthen themselves in the strength of Pharaoh and to trust in the shadow of Egypt. Right, and that's what Zabak, he bought that purse, you know. Nathaniel 7 from IUIC, he got that purse too, you know. He carries that purse. Zabak carries that purse. You got GOCC, he carries that purse too. That motherfucker was like 4 or 5 years ago, he burned off over there to Israel and came straight back to America, you know. And he's still out there doing the work. He's out there still doing the deceitful work. They all took that purse, man. IUIC, you know. Now they're gonna be on BET. Come on, man. Scriptures say, buy the truth and sell it not. Now we don't come with no enticing or eloquent words, man. You know, we're out here with stammering lips. You know. It says, therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame, and the trust in the shadow of Egypt your confusion. For his princes were at Zoan, and his ambassadors came to Hines. They were all ashamed of a people that could not profit them, nor be a help nor profit, but a shame and also a reproach. Again, y'all are all unprofitable children, and you're all unprofitable to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai's system right now that's going on, Yasha'Allah. Okay, and Zabak, all of them, they're gonna be under a heavy shame, man, when they come back into the kingdom, man. You know. But I'm gonna go back to, I think that was it on Sirach. Or yeah, Sirach. Let me see. Sirach 10:8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. Right. And those different individual camps that I'm naming, man, IUIC, GOCC, IUSC, what is it? Yeah, ISUPK, Sabat, I forget, House of David. Y'all are doing injuries, man. How? Because you're injuring, you're spiritually injuring the ones that are could possibly be the elect. You know. So it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit. And y'all are getting riches by deceit, man, because you work deceit, and you're being rewarded. You know, you're being rewarded. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. So again, you discontinue from the heritage, so you're not going to inherit the kingdom. It's going to be given, what could have been your crown is going to be given to one that's found worthy. And he's going to take that crown. And he's going to inherit the kingdom, man, of Yahshua Allah. And glory and power with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? Because the scripture says there ain't no God found in their mouth. And there's God been found in y'all's people's mouth, man. It's been found in y'all's mouth, man. You know? It says, let me see. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is the earth and ash proud? There's not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. Right, so it says, why is earth and ash proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. It says, and that's what it is, man. You're nothing but earth and ash, and you're more wicked, man. You know, you're proud, man. And that's what's going to get y'all people destroyed and keep y'all from going into the kingdom. But the elect are the ones that are going to inherit it, man. They're going to inherit all things. And right now we're being taught, we're learning, you know. And when we're in the kingdom, the Lord's going to teach us a whole lot more, man. This is just the tip of the iceberg. It goes deep. You know? And y'all people think, like I said, y'all are fine up being on that tip of the iceberg. You think you're really on top. But really it's about what's really at the bottom, what's really down there. How deep does it really go? Like, y'all settle for mediocrity, man. You know, I don't. You know, a lot of brothers don't. We don't settle for mediocre shit, man. We have a ruler state mentality. We want better things. We like certain things. Like I was talking about a while ago, is that we have a good taste in certain things, man. We see a nice thing, we like it. You know, we're gonna rock it, we're gonna wear it, we're gonna sport it. You know, but that's just a small understanding. But that's how it is in the kingdom, man. It's gonna be like that. You know, because we're gonna inherit greater things, man. It says, Sirach 10 and 9, it says, why is earth and ash proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such a one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he lived, he casteth away his bowels. Right, you cast away your mercies, the mercy of your bowels away from your fellow, you know, brethren in Yahshua Allah. And you went and started spreading deceit. You know, you started going spreading false doctrines, false philosophies. You know, so that for that there's a cause and effect. So you're gonna do that, the Most High is gonna weed you out because you went and sold your soul for some material gain. Zabat. You see, it says verse 10: the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. Right, and Zabat, Nathaniel's son, they may feel like they're kings, man. They may feel like they're on top. But like I said, it says the physician cut off a long disease, and he that is today a king tomorrow shall die. And you're gonna die, man, because you wanted to put on that gay apparel. You wanted to be known as somebody out in your congregation or in that particular city or town. You had a reputation to protect. You know, and that y'all are that disease, man. Y'all, the long disease that's been on the earth with Esau has been here, and the Lord is the physician, and he's about to cut it out. And he's about to cut you out too. All you false prophets, all you false brethren, all y'all that are not sincere to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He's gonna cut you out too, because the long disease has been here throughout the whole earth for thousands and thousands of years, and it's already at its end, man. Okay, it says, verse 11, for when a man is dead, he shall inherit creepy things, beasts, and worms. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High, and his heart is turned away from his Maker. Right, and that's what happens. And no telling what goes on in the body and the spirit whenever you start departing from the Lord, man. It's like we say that we know that these people out here are susceptible to anything. They're game out here with them demons, these spirits. hey, when you come into the truth, it's going to be even double, man, if you fall out. If you give up, if you keep playing games with the Lord, you keep being unstable or double-minded, wavering. Should I do this? Should I do this, or shouldn't I do this? Because pride is evil. How does it say it? It said, pride is the beginning of sin, pride is the beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High and his heart is turned away from his Maker, right? And like I said, man, that's a scary thing, man. And there is no coming back. You can't come back. You know, you can't come back to the Lord. And we know the scriptures, like in what is it? You got the one in Hebrews. You know, you got Hebrews chapter 6. You got the one in Hebrews chapter 10. Hebrews 6 and 4, it says, "For it is impossible for those who were once enlightened and have tasted of the heavenly gift and were made partakers of the Holy Ghost and have tasted the good word of the Most High and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again unto repentance, seeing they crucify themselves the Son of the Most High afresh and put him to an open shame." Right, and that's, you know, those that fall out, man. Fall out. You may not go to a particular religion, but you just stop going out. You stop doing. You stop showing faith. That's you. Or you fall out of the truth and you go and start speaking. You go back to that old Christianity. You go to being a Hindu, Buddhist, or Scientology. Whatever they got out there. You might become a fucking Mormon. You one of those geeks that are on the fucking 10 o'clock at night knocking on people's doors, man. Who the hell does that? You know? Or you might become what do they got, these Freemasons? You know? That's witchcraft too, man. For the Freemasons, you got certain lodges here in San Angelo. They're everywhere, man. You got these fake Jews. They got a synagogue built over here off Beauregard here in San Angelo, Texas, man. You know? Talking about those are the Lord's people, man. Those ain't the Lord's people. Those are Edomites, man. They come from the stock of Esau, a bunch of Amalekites. All right. It says Sirach 10 and 13. It says, "For the pride is the beginning of sin, and he that hath it shall pour out abomination. And therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities and overthrew them utterly." Right, so Zabak and all them, man, y'all gonna be overthrown utterly, man. You know? So that's what that's what it is, you know? To be filled with pride and to be proud against the Lord, man, and against his word, that's the end result, man. Is that you're gonna pour out more wicked abominations. You're going to be taken over. You know, you're going to stop doing the work. You're going to just... That's why it's important that you stay in this thing, man. You stay humble. You keep watching videos. You know, you're in contact with brothers. You know, being conversant, being in prayer, fasting, reading. There's different things on how the Lord will help you that we have to utilize, man. Why it's called today, because tomorrow you might not have it. Because we all know that they're thinking about shutting down the internet kill switch, and that's what one of our main avenues on being conversing with the brothers, man. You know, just like everything that happened over there. I forgot. Well, it was in Europe, man. I forgot what city again, but they had like riots going on, and then nobody could access Facebook. They couldn't see what was going on with like the internet. The internet was shut down. You know, these phones, man, everybody depends on these phones, these cell phones, on contacting people. Those are going to be, they can shut down. Everybody in the city can have a phone on, and I can be, you know, it's just an example. Like everybody, like me and everybody in the city, everybody has their cell phone working, but me, because they decided to shut mine. They could shut down my phone. They can shut down these phones, and you can't even activate it. We can't even go to a different a provider, a phone provider, to access that phone no more because it's been locked. You see what I'm saying? But everybody else has their phone working, but me. That's how the government works. They can shut down y'all's phones. Individual people that they don't get trying to contact you, so they can shut it down. They can shut you down, man. And that's going back to the chip. The RFID chip, is going to be the same thing, man. When you take that chip, they have all control of you. Just like in that, I made a video saying that the RFID is a mark of the beast. Like I made mention about that movie, The Suicide Squad. And that movie, they show you, man. When they injected them, villains in their neck with that chip. And they knew where they were at all times. They were on the radar. They were GPS. And if they went out a certain radius, they went out a certain range, they would detonate and blow their goddamn head off, man. That quick, they will shut you down. That's why it's important that you don't take that chip, man. Because that chip is going to be the ultimate allegiance that you pledge to this damn demon, man. These devils. Go ahead and get that in Revelations. Revelations chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right, and that's the hour of temptation, man. The ultimate hour of temptation is when they push that chip, man. But every temptation that we go through is our hour of temptation, man. You know, some of us fall short. You know, a righteous man falleth 7 times, rises up again. But we got to continue to fight. But when that chip is pushed, that's going to be the hour of temptation, man. That's going to be that everybody's going to face with on the face of the earth. They're going to be faced with on the earth. Okay? And it's going to really see what you're made. If you really have faith in the Lord, man. If you really have faith in the Lord. One more scripture. This is Isaiah. This is Isaiah 65:11. But ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Right, and that number is the RFID chip, man. That's the ultimate number. A lot of people in the old time, they think about the barcode, you know, and then you got those 3 individual codes that they said was 666. But really, man, it's talking about the mark of the beast, man. Right? Because in everything, like your ID has a number, your social security has a number, your birth certificate has a number, and if you don't got those numbers, you cannot eat, buy, or sell. Everything is based off numbers, man, with this devil. Guess what? We're moving into a whole different era of technology, which is based off digital, you know, numbers. So they're gonna they have that chip implanted with technology that carries a bunch of numbers, man. If you ain't got that number, hey, you know, you ain't gonna eat. You ain't gonna be able to buy or sell, man. It's like people out here, they come from a whole different country. If they ain't got the proper paperwork, what good is it for them to even be here? It says, but ye are they that forsake the Lord, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore I will number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, you did not answer. When I spake, you did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delight not. Right? Because the Lord don't delight in that system, man. By trying to chip people, you know, implant people with a device that's gonna control you. And that's the time we're in, man. And that's how these elites and these higher ups, they look at the people as sheep. Hey, let's control them. Let's control these guys, these people. They tried it an old way. Now they're gonna do it a new way. Like I said, we're in a time of knowledge increasing. The knowledge has increased. Technology is increasing. Technology is increasing every day. You know, just like I was talking about that large hadron. I don't know how to pronounce that word. Hadron collider over there in Geneva, Switzerland. Man, they that's a powerful instrument, man. That can what is it? What do they create matter?
Yeah.
Or they break down matter, or something like that?
It's supposed to be like a drill, but they can create. They believe they can even create dimensions.
Yeah, like they can make portals, man.
Yeah.
You know. And I believe it because that's a lot of power that they're creating down there, man. And there's a movie that showed it too, man. And it had everything to do with that CERN project. I mean, there's demons out here regardless. They come as their free will. Ain't no man. It's like Esau again. He thinks he can control the element. He thinks he can control these demons, man. That he has to tap in. He has to make a fucking crack a hole into the earth or the atmosphere or whatever you want to call it, space, for them to come in. All he's doing is messing with the Lord. You know? But man, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, and I don't know if you saw it, man, but there was a over there when they dug under the mountains over there, the Alps mountains. I forget what they call it. I think it's the Alps. But they drilled all the way through that mountain, and when they got done drilling it, they had a ceremony, and they were doing all types of like paganistic shit, man. You could tell it was straight up demons. Like they had the Baphomet out there. They had it was in broad daylight, and they had like all these major, like these higher up people. It was for them because there was a ceremony for their project that was completed. It took them like 17 years to finish it. And it's to make a shorter travel time from one part, because it was like the big ass mountains that were over there. So they went straight through it, and then, you know, and they're like proud of their work. You know, it's like the scriptures say that they're gonna worship the creation from their own hands, basically. You know, and they had that ceremony, man. It was highly satanic, and that's spiritual workings, man. These demons, man. Like the scriptures say, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities in dark places, man. And that's what's going on. They're doing it right in front of our face, and you don't even know it. You know? So, like I said, going back to Isaiah 65 and 13, therefore thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. And ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen, for the Lord power shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. Right, going back to that parable with the rich man and Lazarus, he was in great torments, man. He was vexed. That's how y'all gonna be, man. Y'all gonna be in a very hurtful state, man. Y'all gonna know a death by pain. Y'all gonna have that chip, and y'all gonna be, damn, man. The scriptures say y'all gonna have the indignation of the Lord is gonna be poured out on you, man, without mixture. Double, and that word double doesn't mean like 2 times. It's talking about there's no number to it. There's nothing numbered to it, so it's gonna keep going on and on and on, man. But the elect, the ones that don't receive that chip, they're not going to take that chip. They're the ones that are going to be crowned, man. They're going to be fed. They're going to be taken care of. Going back to the time of Elijah, when those ravens came and gave him food. You know, the Lord was supplying him with the things that were necessary for him. And he was in hiding. You see? It says in Isaiah 65:16, that he also blesseth himself in the earth, shall bless himself in the Most High of truth. Right? How do we bless ourselves? How do we bless ourselves on the earth? Shall bless himself in the Most High of truth. Because we come to our heritage, man. We come back to our truth, to the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. That's how we are being blessed. That's how we're being used by Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. And he's happy with that. It says, and he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the Most High of truth, because of the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. Right, and this place is about to pass away, man. Because we endured to the end. All right, we kept running to the end. We kept fighting to the end. No, once you give up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Once you give up, man, you start running this race. That you're gonna fall into that same category, man, where you're gonna take that chip, man. You're gonna be hungry.
Hey, princess,
You're gonna be starving. You're gonna be hungry. You're gonna be starving, and then you're gonna take that chip. You know? Because like I was saying, man, this place is about to pass away. This former world is about to pass, man. I'm talking about this rulership. The time of Esau is about to be put out, man. Alright? And we're going to be put back on top once again. The Negro Latinos and Native American Indians, man. The ones that came back to their heritage, they continued. You know, they fought to the end, till death. What is that saying when you get married? Till death do us part. You know? That's what's going to separate the elect from Yahweh Shai as far as us doing the work on the highways and the hedges. If we are faced with death and being as a martyr, but we're going to be caught back right with them in the heavens, man. You see? Because these people out here, they think that we're out here we have a death wish, that we're going to, we're like I was saying, we're miserable, we're, you know, this, that, and the third, but we're not, man. We're fine. The Lord's taking care of us, and we're doing what we're supposed to. You know, who isn't facing hell? Who isn't facing with problems? You know, even these rich people out here that got a lot of money, they face with problems every day. They ain't at peace. They're worried about paperwork. They're worried about their employees. They're worried about getting work. They're worried about all kinds of things. They ain't at peace, man. You know? They can have $1 million be gone like that. You know, it shows there's many movies. With many accounts of many men that were rich, and that just where are they at? You know, dead men in prison. Or it's like you got certain individual rappers that fell off, man, and you can go to like California, New York, you see them walking around like average people. And guys are like, hey, what happened, man? Like, they fell off that quick, man. But we're at peace, man. We got the truth. Brothers out there, keep fighting and doing the work, man, and the Lord will reward you. And when He sees fit, and whenever you put through a certain temptation, you got to endure it, man. You got to deal with it. You see, you know, because we're the brothers that come on the highways and the hedges, we're no greater than the master. So when Yahweh Shai faced with the persecution, we're gonna be faced with it too. We're gonna be looked at as you know, like that one it says in 1 Corinthians. We're going to be looked at a certain way, man. Everybody looks at us like we're crazy. You may have like these little so-called preachers out here in Sonata.